This is Henares making your day with part 38 of a book I wrote on Philippine history. Subject, Claro M. Recto. And I continue to quote. In the heat of the campaign, Recto and Laurel found themselves on the same platform. Laurel spoke first. My opponent, Clarito, is a very good-looking man. But as you can see, I am pockmarked and not so good-looking. Unfortunately for Clarito, there are more not-so-good-looking voters who will vote for me than there are good-looking voters who will vote for him. When his turn came, Recto stood up, scanned his audience most studiedly, and said slowly with mock deliberation, "From where I stand, I can see that everyone around here is good-looking except one. I'm afraid, Mr. Laurel, you can only count on your own solitary vote." Recto and Manuel L. Quezon, Sergio Osmeña, Sr., Rafael Palma, Jose P. Laurel, Manuel Rojas and Benigno Aquino Sr., sometimes in partisan opposition to one another, but always united against American imperialism, dominated the decades before World War II, demanding total, immediate, and absolute independence from the United States. It was a youthful nationalism, untroubled by doubts and extremely self-confident, that impelled Quezon with a toss of his handsome head to exclaim, "Better a government run like hell by Filipinos than the government run like heaven by Americans." And that is because if politicians prove unfit, Filipino voters can change them at will. More about this after these messages. This is Henares making your day with part 38 of Philippine history. Subject, Don Claro M. Recto. Yet forces were already at work to undermine the nationalism of Recto and Rizal. A new generation was growing up that looked to Washington and Lincoln as exemplars, to Tin Pan Alley, Madison Avenue, Wall Street, and Hollywood for attitudes and appetites. The generation of Carlos Romulo, Ramon Magsaysay, and Ferdinand Marcos, who were to fight bravely and loyally under two flags in Bataan and in the mountains, while the old nationalists from Emilio Aguinaldo and Artemio Ricarte to Laurel and Recto himself sought to protect the people in the Second Republic under the Japanese from conscription and other excesses. When the Americans returned with Camel cigarettes, Coca-Cola, K-rations, and condoms, the Philippines gained its independence, and it seemed almost callous ingratitude to haul down the good old stars and stripes and leave the Filipino flag lost and forlorn over the ruins of Manila. Presidents Rojas, Quirino, and Magsaysay set down the policy to follow in the wake of America. America the beautiful, America the bountiful. And Filipino nationalism entered a new phase under the leadership and inspiration of Don Claro M. Recto. We Filipinos owe more to Don Claro than we realize or care to admit. Almost all alone in his lifetime, and even after his death, he kept us on mental alert. He forced us almost against our will, and in the face of heavy-handed American pressure, by his eloquence and incontrovertible logic, to face the challenge of change and nationhood. Even more than Rizal, who died at an early age, and more than any other Filipino leader, Recto left in the hands of his countrymen a body of work, speeches, articles, poems, plays, that was clear and definitive, logical and consistent, and true, in words that shone with beauty and elegance of language. He was to us Voltaire, Rousseau, Montesquieu, Lincoln, Patrick Henry, and Thomas Mann, all rolled into one. He was the alpha and omega of all that is best in the Filipino mind and the Filipino psyche. More next week, my dear friends. This is Larry Henares, making your day, saying good day, God bless you. Thank you very much for being with us. Till next time, hasta la bye-bye.